What if I told you that some of the world's most beloved foods are also some of the most shocking? Across different cultures, people enjoy delicacies that many outsiders would never dare put in their mouths. From fermented fish, so pungent it's banned on some airlines, to eggs containing fully developed embryos, these foods challenge everything we think we know about taste. But here's the surprising part. Millions of people don't just tolerate these foods, they absolutely love them. Today, we're counting down the top 5 weirdest foods people actually love. Along the way, you discover the history, traditions, and passionate fans behind these extraordinary dishes. Get ready for a culinary adventure that will test your appetite and maybe even your courage. Let's begin. Before we start the countdown, let's answer an important question. Why do people eat foods that seem strange, disgusting, or even terrifying to others? The answer lies in culture, tradition, and familiarity. What seems bizarre to one person may be a treasured comfort food to another. Many of these foods have been enjoyed for centuries and are deeply connected to local identity and heritage. Scientists also suggest that humans are naturally curious eaters. We enjoy novelty, adventure, and the thrill of trying something unexpected. In fact, some foods become more appealing precisely because they're unusual. The challenge itself becomes part of the experience. So as we explore these strange delicacies, remember, weird is often just a matter of perspective. Starting our list is one of the most infamous foods on earth. Originating in Sweden, Surstromming consists of Baltic herring that has been fermented for months inside sealed cans. When those cans are opened, they release an odor so powerful that many people describe it as one of the worst smells imaginable. The smell has been compared to rotten eggs, sewage, and spoiled fish all at once. In fact, some airlines have even restricted transporting the cans because of concerns about pressure buildup and leakage. So why do people eat it? For Swedes who grew up with it, Surstromming is a beloved tradition. It's typically served with flatbread, potatoes, onions, and sour cream. Fans insist that while the smell is overwhelming, the flavor itself is surprisingly rich, salty, and complex. As many enthusiasts proudly say, the smell is the warning, the taste is the reward. Coming in at number 2 is balut, one of the most famous street foods in the Philippines. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary egg, but inside is a partially developed duck embryo that has been incubated for several weeks before being boiled and eaten. For many first-time visitors, balut can be an intimidating sight, yet for millions across Southeast Asia, it's a delicious snack packed with flavor and nutrition. Traditionally, balut is enjoyed warm with a sprinkle of salt or vinegar. The broth inside the shell is often savored first before the rest is eaten. Supporters describe its taste as a unique combination of rich chicken soup, egg, and tender meat. More than just food, balut has become a cultural icon and a symbol of local culinary heritage. For those willing to try it, it's often an unforgettable experience. At number 3, we travel to the Italian island of Sardinia for one of the world's most controversial cheeses, casu marzu. Its name literally means rotten cheese. What makes it unusual is the presence of live insect larvae. These larvae help break down the cheese, creating an extremely soft texture and an intensely strong flavor. To many outsiders, the sight alone is enough to make them walk away. But among enthusiasts, casu marzu is considered a treasured delicacy with a rich cultural history. The cheese develops powerful, earthy, spicy, and tangy notes that are impossible to find elsewhere. Because of health regulations, casu marzu has faced legal restrictions over the years. Yet despite this, demand remains strong among those who view it as an important part of Sardinian tradition. Sometimes the most unusual foods inspire the deepest loyalty. Number 4 takes us to Iceland, home of the legendary Hakarl. This dish is made from Greenland shark, a species whose fresh meat contains toxins that make it unsafe to eat immediately. To solve this problem, Icelanders developed a remarkable preservation method. The shark meat is buried and fermented for months before being hung to dry. The result is Hakarl, food famous for its powerful aroma and unforgettable taste. Many compare the smell to strong ammonia or industrial cleaning products. Even celebrity chefs and television hosts have struggled to keep a straight face after tasting it. Yet Icelanders proudly regard Hakarl as a symbol of resilience and survival, reflecting the ingenuity of generations who learned to thrive in harsh conditions. For fans, it's not just food, it's a piece of Icelandic history. At number 5 is perhaps the most famous weird food in the world, known as the king of fruits. Durian is beloved across Southeast Asia and feared by many first-time tasters. Its reputation comes from its incredibly strong smell. Some describe the aroma as a mixture of onions, garlic, gym socks, and sweet custard. The odor is so powerful that many hotels, airports, and public transportation systems prohibit bringing durian inside. Yet despite the smell, millions adore it. The creamy flesh is rich, sweet, and surprisingly complex. Fans often compare its flavor to a combination of vanilla, caramel, almonds, and custard. For many people, trying durian is a life-changing experience. You either become a lifelong fan or swear never to go near it again. Before revealing which food scored highest on our weirdness scale, let's look at a few honorable mentions. First, steak tartare from France. This dish consists of finely chopped raw beef, often served with a raw egg yolk. While it may seem risky to some, it's considered a gourmet classic by food lovers around the world. Next, witchetty grubs from Australia. These large larvae have been eaten by indigenous Australians for thousands of years. They're rich in protein and are often described as having a nutty flavor. And finally, the century egg from China. Despite its name, it's not actually 100 years old. Instead, the egg is preserved using traditional methods that transform its color, texture, and flavor into something completely unique. Each of these dishes proves that culinary traditions can take fascinating and unexpected forms. Now it's time to rank our foods on the weirdo meter. Taking the top spot is Kasu Marzu with a score of 9.8 out of 10. Close behind is Surstromming at 9.4, famous for its legendary odor. Hakarl follows with an impressive 8.7, earning its reputation through fermentation and powerful aroma. Balut lands at 8.2, thanks to its unique appearance and cultural significance. And rounding out the list is Durian at 7.9, proving that even the world's most divisive fruit has millions of devoted fans. Of course, weirdness is subjective. What shocks one person may be completely normal to another. That's what makes food culture so fascinating. So there you have it, the top 5 weirdest foods people actually love. From fermented fish and shark to living cheese, fertilized eggs, and famously fragrant fruit, these dishes remind us that food is about much more than taste. It's about history. It's about culture, and it's about keeping traditions alive across generations. Now the big question is, would you dare to try any of them? Let us know in the comments which food you would be brave enough to taste and which one you would avoid at all costs. If you enjoyed this journey into the world's strangest delicacies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who loves unusual food adventures.